Hey guys, Horror Man back for another review. So today we're going to go ahead and take a look at the brand new Funko Legacy Collection Rocketeer figure. Now this figure is not like their Pop series, this is actually more of the realistic line of articulated action figures. Funko's been doing these lately. We've seen the Game of Thrones Series 1 and 2, we've seen some Firefly figures, and also they have some Fallout figures that are new. And then in the mix, they had this amazing little Rocketeer figure come out. This is one of my favorite classic movies of the very early 90s, and we have yet to ever really receive a figure of it, so happy to do a review side of the packaging. And then of course the helmet. And then over to the back you get a nice little, again, a still picture from the movie, and then the classic movie poster that most of us are familiar with of the Rocketeer. And then on the bottom it just says that it was actually powered by Gentle Giant, which does the digital scanning, I believe. And there's your Disney on the side, the copyright logo. And then on the side you can see that same picture of the Rocketeer again that's on the front. And then there's just the number 1 on the top right out of the packaging with his accessories. Now before I get too much into the review, I do want you to take note that the helmet is actually not a removable helmet, it's an interchangeable head. So yeah, the bottom of that is just to fit into the peg that's on his neck. So overall it's pretty good looking figure. Again, you know, we really don't have much to compare with since we haven't really seen any figures, legitimate Rocketeer figures, pretty much ever. Medicom made some 12-inch figures some years back that were pretty legit, but we didn't get any unmasked head sculpt or anything like that. There was a statue that did get the likeness of him, but for the most part you really don't see too much. Now when they first advertised this figure, they advertised it with a removable front piece of the jacket, and they also advertised it as a removable rocket pack. Now when I got this figure, the rocket pack was attached, and so was the chest piece, this little jacket piece here. So they are not removable. They're pretty much on there, just a solid piece. And the rocket pack seems very sturdy on there. I wouldn't try to remove that. So as far as the likeness, it's pretty good. He does have this kind of like blank stare to him, like he's looking, I don't know, kind of like a death stare straight at you. So the actual expression, not the best, but you could definitely see the likeness of Billy is definitely in there. So it's not too bad. So I'm definitely happy we at least got a head sculpt. So the likeness isn't too bad. The details is really where this figure has done really well. Over to the rocket pack, one of the big things that people are probably already thinking about watching this review, or just people that bought this figure, is does he have the chewing gum holding this tank together? And that's true. They actually have a piece of chewing gum on the back. There was a point where there was a hole in the actual rocket pack, and he sealed it with a piece of chewing gum. So very cool that they actually added that little piece. Besides that, the rocket pack's pretty well detailed. You can see these little like just little details all over the place. You can see the fan right here. The paint's not too bad. It's not just one solid flat silver piece, which is really nice, but you can see the little different details and, you know, all the little rivets and stuff like that in here. And then you can see also where the fire would come out of this part right here. So really nice. Now I think it would have been cool, since we didn't get the removable pack and some other things, if maybe they had gave us some different like flames coming out of here. I think that would have been really neat to give it the illusion that he's lifting off, but either way it's still really nice. And again, I really can't remove this pack, and I'm not going to try to. And the details in this jacket are really nice. You can see these little like brass like buttons here all throughout, and there you can see the straps that would be to the rocket pack, which is nice. Before, when you took, if you did have a flap that came off, you could see the straps of the tank, which was neat. But at least you could still see them through these little pieces here. So really nice detailed. And you can see the the pants have like that nice classic like bagginess on the thigh area, kind of like riding pants almost. And then he has the boots, of course. Really nice details on here too. Just really nice all around. Just a lot of attention to detail, and I'm sure that's all thanks to Gentle Giant. So as far as the details go, this is a really very detailed figure. And the articulation of this guy is actually really good too. You're going to get full movement head here. You can't get too much looking up. A decent amount. You can get more looking down. Get a little bit of a head tilt in here, which is nice. Just that ball joint gives you a full range of movement. You have some arm articulation here. You can go pretty far out. The elbows, of course, can bend. Twist at the wrist. And you can also go a little in and a little back. There's a little hinge right there. And then fully in. So it's a pretty good range of articulation. You really want that range in the arms as best you can. And then the chest area, the waist area, has a little bit of a rock to it, but it could twist also. So a decent range there. And then legs can go pretty decently far out. And then there's what looks to be a double hinge in the knee. It's just a little tight. There we go. Yeah, we got a double hinge knee, which is kind of unexpected from Funko. And then you have some articulation in the feet. Not any rock, but you do get the up and down movement. And then you can do the split here. So yeah, really nice articulation, especially for a Funko figure. Now, I stated earlier that I actually have already taken this out of the box, and I'm glad I did before this review. The reason is when I went to take this head off of here, it actually got the peg stuck in the neck. So I had a hell of a time getting this back together. I basically had to use some pliers to pull out the peg that was stuck in there. But yeah, his head should come off pretty easily like that, and this should stay in the neck. But I'll warn you, mine stayed with the head, and it was really tough to get that out. So yeah, there's a little hole right here, and it should be able to just go right in, and there you go. There is your real Rocketeer right here. Now this helmet's pretty well detailed. I think the only thing they missed on is the eyes aren't quite right. They're kind of slanted just a little bit more up than they should have been, but it's a small gripe. From the side especially, it looks extremely good, and the mouth looks very good. But there's pretty good detail in here. The paint doesn't look like they missed anything, so it's really well done. But yeah, like I said, I wish they got the eyes just a little bit better. I think they might have missed the mark just a tiny bit on that. If you look at the picture of the eyes here, they're much bigger. Like the lenses are bigger than what's offered on this one. So, but either way, it's a small gripe. German Luger type of gun, and a little bit of detail in here. It's mostly just kind of like a charcoal or like a black color with a little brown handle. And then that can go easily into his hand. Just kind of get it in like that, and then you just turn it into his finger. So even though we didn't get anything in the 1991 for this movie besides some candy dispensers and some other knick-knack cards, stuff like that, Funko has definitely made up for those years. They originally started with the reaction figure, which is pretty neat. It actually does have the removable helmet and a removable rocket pack. And then they also made of course, the pop figure, which is really their biggest hit, their biggest seller. And then we have now the new Legacy action figure. The only thing I don't have is the Funko Mini, which came in the Sci-Fi series, and that is actually a variant. It's very hard to find, and I have had no luck getting it, so I pretty much gave up. The prices on that go up pretty high. But yeah, I mean, just as a Rocketeer fan and just a collectibles fan, I'm really happy to have these in my collection. So thanks to Funko for providing some really cool action figures for us of the Rocketeer. And just for a scale comparison, here he is next to the Game of Thrones Legacy figure, and this is the Hound. Now the Hound is a very tall guy, but these are in scale with each other. But I can tell you one thing, the quality difference between this Rocketeer and the Hound is night and day. I mean, the quality of the plastic, and I can't even get the Hound to stand up on his own. So it's very different in terms of quality. I'm very happy with how much the Rocketeer has changed in terms of Funko's quality. So really nice job on that. And here he is next to the 1989 Batman made by NECA Toys. Now, Michael Keaton Batman is in the 7-inch scale. He's a little bit taller than I would recommend to put next to the Rocketeer. Even standing straight up, there's a bit of a height difference there. So the Rocketeer is in kind of like a half scale. I would almost say he's more 6.5-inch scale than anything. So they don't look too bad next to each other. It just makes Batman look a little bit bigger than he actually was in the film. And here he is next to the Mezco Scorpion Mortal Kombat figure, which is in a 6-inch scale. So again, the Rocketeer is a little bit bigger here. So yeah, he's about 6.5 inches. And again, he's probably better in scale with the Funko Legacy collection. So that's my review. All in all, I'm extremely happy with this figure. Like I said, it's a huge favorite of mine when I was a kid. I'm really happy to finally own a legitimate Rocketeer figure. You know, like I said, the little nitpick things that I think they could have maybe done just to kind of accentuate this rocket pack a little bit more is maybe clip-on flames right here to kind of make it look like it's shooting, getting ready to go up into the sky. I think that would have been a nice little effect. And you know, as far as interchangeable head, I guess Funko did go the right route. You know, I wish the removable, helmet could have worked out instead, but, thinking about it, usually the head underneath the helmet's really tiny, so they probably went the right direction going the way they did. My only other gripes with the figure is basically just the helmet. I think the kind of slant they have the eyes on isn't quite right. Like the lenses for the eyes should have been just a little bit more down here and maybe just a little bit bigger, and I think they would have had it nailed perfect. But these are little gripes that would not deter me from actually buying the figure. And I definitely am not going to wait another 20 years for a Rocketeer figure. I want to applaud Funko for kind of resurrecting these old 80s and 90s properties and kind of taking a little bit of a risk. They do it with their pop and reaction figures all the time, but they're a much lower price point, really don't cost nearly as much to manufacture. But with the Legacy figures, you really only get a few different figures by Funko. The Firefly is something people asked about for a while. It was a short-lived series, but it was very popular, had a big cult following, and they took a risk on it. And the same with Rocketeer. I mean, it's not it's not Batman, it's not anything that's a huge property, but it was a memorable movie, and a lot of people, especially in their 30s, remember it, and they really wanted something cool to remember the movie from. Not just a poster or a candy dispenser or even a bendable figure. I mean, you have a actual, legitimate action figure here. So, thanks again to Funko for finally delivering something we probably thought would not happen. So, thanks for watching the review. Subscribe, leave a comment, question, and yeah, thanks for watching. See ya.